Read first. Ga.
Gake. Okay, check. This guy. 1, 2. Hello guys.
Hi,
Welcome to my YouTube channel. So I'm sure you can see my guest, and I'm sure you have
Hi,
seen her here before. So this is our second time on our channel. Oh, she begged us to be here. I'm saying, you know what? I think we have space. You know, we can book you in. We can book you in. So we decided to have her on board. So today we'll be discussing something very interesting and relatable to at least Nigerians, anyways.
Yeah.
So my sister just came back from camp and NYC camp for the 3 weeks they get to spend in camp. She was posted to Bauchi and then she redeployed. So the interesting thing here is that coincidentally, I also served in Bauchi. I was sent to Bauchi too. So it's just very amazing that I got to be in Bauchi. She gets to be in Bauchi. Is it fate? Is it not fate? Like it's just very. I think something that you get to think about. You're like, wow, why? And then the thing is, she's directly after me. If it was probably my fourth sibling, I'll say, oh, it can happen. But the person directly after me gets to be posted to the same place that I was posted in. So it's really, really, it's really, really mind blowing, basically. So how did you feel when you saw that you were posted to Bauchi?
Well, when I saw I was posted to Bauchi, at first, when I saw my call-up letter, I was shocked. I was like, Bauchi? Where on earth is Bauchi? So that kind of confusion, basically because Bauchi is not really the kind of state you get to hear on the news, even if you are scrolling on Twitter or any like social media page. So it's not really always on the news. You can hear about Lagos. If you're a Nigerian, you can hear about Lagos, Enugu. So Bauchi is not really. So that was it. When I came out of my room after seeing it, I saw it in my room then. I came out, I asked my mom, and she was like, yeah, your sister was posted to Bauchi too. That was like, I knew she was posted to a northern state, but I never knew it was Bauchi in particular. So that was when realization came that, okay, she was posted there. I didn't really put so much into thinking about it. I just felt like, okay, yeah, it happens.
Okay, so mine, yeah, I I watched this movie close to the time when I was to be deployed for service, and that's Up North. Some of us might know about the movie. It starred Banky W, Adesuwa, and then two other persons. I can't remember their names right now. So the movie was about a spoiled brat, that his father wanted to punish and then allowed him to be posted to Bauchi so he can suffer a little bit and maybe he can break him down to his will. So it was a very interesting movie, and that was like, it's like Bauchi just came to life. Like there's a state like Bauchi, like that realization, oh, Bauchi actually exists, and all. And then I saw the really nice places, the hills, it just looked really nice, right? So a few weeks later, I went to do my biometrics, and we were told to pick 4 states. I picked Oyo because I wanted Oyo actually. I picked Oyo, I picked Akwa Ibom, I picked one other state I can't remember. Then I picked Bauchi because the fourth option, all the states were not, and I didn't know anyone. So the woman there now advised that, oh, pick Bauchi. Bauchi is a nice place. And I said, oh, fine. Because my mind, I never found that they were going to give me Bauchi. So I was just like, oh, just put it there to fill up space. And that was the place they sent me to. So when I saw my call-up letter that it was Bauchi, I was like, oh, Bauchi from that Up North movie. I was like, okay. But I wasn't happy. I wasn't sad. It was just mixed emotions. I was like, let's see what Bauchi holds for us then. So I've never been to the north. I felt like it was going to be a very nice experience. And it was actually.
Yeah.
So how was traveling for you?
For me, traveling, because I took a flight from Lagos to Kano State. So what was in my mind was basically, how do I navigate from Kano to Bauchi, being the fact that I've never been to the north before. So the thing that happened for me that was good was in Kano airport, when we got down from the airport, from the plane and all of that. So I saw a lot of young faces, coming down with me. So I was like, yeah, Like these people, there must be a couple amongst them. You know, these young people cannot just be coming to the north for. So I said, let me ask one or two of them if they are coppers. So I asked a girl, I asked a lady, and she was like, yeah, she was posted to Kaduna State. So she was like, well, they are other Bauchi. So I saw like two guys also like trying to ask questions to know if there are other people coming from Bauchi. And that was how we gathered ourselves up. We were like five, we were like four girls, including me, and then two guys. So let's say we were like six in total. Then we had to like get a bus that would just convey all of us straight to Wailo camp. That was the camp itself. So that was just how my journey was.
Okay, cool. For me, she took flights to Kano before she got Bauchi. I took a bus, 9 bus. The crazy part is that I was to be in camp on the 11th of March. So I had to travel on the 10th of March. So I could make it for 11th. So I took 9 bus, and 10th of March was my birthday. So I was traveling on my birthday. And the funny thing is that nobody acted like it was my birthday. No happy birthday, really. Nobody even gave me attention. It was just a very stressful day for me because I still had to go to the market in the morning. You know, my bus would leave at 6 in the evening. So, of course, I could still do some stuff in the morning before, starting the journey. It wasn't a very happy birthday for me because I was so stressed. I was stressed. We got to the bus park by 2 p.m. The bus did not leave till 6. We sat down there. I was bored out of my mind. I was just like, let's start this journey and start going. So yeah, so that was something. And my journey lasted for about 27 hours. That's from 6 p.m. we left. I got to camp around 8 or 9 p.m. the next day. That's 11th of March. And we it was 9 bus. So when I woke up in the morning, I think we were close to Kogi already. So and then I noticed that when we got to Kogi, the weather was already kind of changing. It was getting a little bit cold. But when I got to bus, because the bus was supposed to take me to Jos, sorry. When I got to Jos, it was like you could feel the cold weather. So in Jos, I met a good Samaritan that helped me out. He showed me where to board. Like he helped me charter a keke that took me from that park all the way down to the park where I got a bus that would take me to Bauchi. So it was just the grace of God that went with me because I didn't know anywhere. I know the stories about the north, but still, like I got help, supernatural help. God was faithful to me and all. But the one very interesting thing happened in the bus. Sorry, I'll just say that and end this. So when the bus, I had my power bank charged. The journey was long for me, so I felt like I needed to conserve it because I don't know where I'm going to, right? And then one man close to the seat now said I should give him my power bank, that his phone is low, and I said no. And you see the reaction that this man gave me. I was scared because I was like, I'm going to be dropping in Jos. I don't know anywhere. What if this man follows me? I was scared. And that was why I was intentionally looking for somebody that I could just follow, that knew the road, because I didn't want this man to just come for me. But we thank God anyways. And I'll send for you that it's not by force to give you my power bank. I'm going on a journey. I have to like conserve it. I don't know if you guys feel like I'm wicked. You can add it in the comment section. Was that wickedness? Should I have given him to charge? I just felt I needed to conserve my battery anyway.
Yeah.
But it was interesting. It was quite interesting.
Mm.
So how was camp for you?
Well, before we get to how was camp for me, when I got to Bauchi, it was a shock. Like I think I was literally crying in my heart because I had never experienced. Okay, I had experienced heat before. There was a time when heat was heat, you understand, in the east, but I had never experienced heat to the point that like it was like that back of AC. If you're standing there,
yeah.
The breeze that is blowing, that was how the air was, and dust. So I was like on my nose mask as we were, because as I said, we got to Kanu, then we conveyed ourselves from Kanu to. So we did those major this thing on the road from Kanu to Bauchi. So when we got to Bauchi, it was on the road and the car did not have AC and anything, so I could feel the heat. So it wasn't funny at all. So when we got to camp, I think I got there on a Friday or so, Friday or on a Thursday. So we were supposed to do our swearing in on the Tuesday. And the swearing in was like what will commence the main activity of the camp. So I noticed that the soldiers and everything was just chill. Everyone was just chill. Like for that first few days, nobody was. So I was like, this is nice. This is actually nice. You could take your bath on time. Nobody was hassling you about anything. Everything was just chill. That was for those first days. But when we swore in,
Yeah,
after the
of course.
swearing in process, the whole thing started unfolding because we must go for parades. Everything was just, yeah, everything started for real.
Yeah, for me, you traveled during the day. I got to Bauchi, or my journey down to Bauchi was majorly in the night. And during the time I traveled, it was a cold season, so I did not really experience heat on that day I was going. Yeah, it was subsequent days, sorry, in camps that, oh, I now experience heat, but it was cold. So, and then I got to Bauchi in the night. Yeah, I didn't even share this experience. Talk about you in the night. Unlike you, you met six coppers. I didn't meet anybody. Even the coppers I met in the bus that took us to Jos, we were going to other states. Nobody was going to Bauchi. So even when I got to the bus park that was supposed to take me to Bauchi, I was still the only copper there in that bus. It was when I got to Bauchi that I met someone. But before then, I already stood there. We were waiting for the bus to get filled up, and it was already getting dark. The bus was taking time to get filled up, which still wasted my time even more. And then I was even getting scared because all the people in the bus were guys. It was just one girl, and she was speaking outside. So I was like, what if they carry me and go and jump beside bush? It was now when the bus was almost filled. The last person to fill the bus was now a copper that was going to Bauchi, a lady. Yeah. So that was when we entered the bus and all of that. Then we stopped at Wailo camp. Yeah, it did not really stress me that night because it was already extremely late. So they just checked my luggages. They removed the extension I brought to charge my phone. They said it was not allowed, And then I got a bed space, and that was it. Then experience in camp. Camp was really good. It was good. Though I didn't like the fact that I didn't find my shoe size. Though somebody said I should have been patient and probably searched, I would have found somebody that wanted to exchange. But as at that day and probably the next day or so, I didn't find anybody. So I had to give those shoemakers to like reduce the size. So my shoe was looking very funny in camp, very funny. Even even when I redeployed, anytime people see my shoe, it was so funny. And then I did not really associate as much. I enjoyed the activities in camp, but I didn't really associate because I don't know. I feel I had the mindset that I was going to be leaving soon, so I just yeah. And plus also the camp was very stressful, so I felt like the time that I had in camp was to be used to rest. I mean, we were like you wake up by 4 a.m. because noise is they're already making noise in your stay by 4 a.m. Wake up by 4 a.m. to prepare to go to parade ground. They force us to get to the parade ground by latest 5:30, 5 a.m. or 5:30, and that morning is very cold. Then when you get there, and one thing I miss is that their trumpet they used to blow to call everybody. I miss that stuff. So when you now get there, you guys will now do some, shake your body activities and all of that. Then when you're now done with that, I was involved in parading camp, so we now have to like learn all those our stuff till like maybe 11. You have like 30 minutes or 1 hour to rest, and eat, and then you are back again, and then you do that one again too. So it was a lot of activities. I felt like I needed to be able to rest so I don't break down, and I did a lot of resting. Everybody's choice is good as long as it's fine for you. Some people were always outside, and I didn't know how to do it because I can't always be outside. I felt like it's not like, of course, people are special, but I felt like my rest is not what's going outside to sit down to you to have useless conversation. Because some of them were just mixing with guys, and nothing valuable was coming from it. And I think maybe probably my reaction was maybe it was because I was in a relationship where so I was not even interested in anybody, whatever. I just wanted to come to camp and get out of that place and go to my house, then get redeployed to the states that I actually really wanted. So, but in the camp, in the hostel itself, I would say I made good friendships. At least I had conversations with people, with girls, but I don't think I had any guy friend in camp at all. I don't think I had any. The only person that I kind of started a conversation with was a soldier. Yeah, he was always trying to like have a conversation, and I was like, okay, fine. So but it was never really deep. It was only when we even saw that we talked. But I majorly spoke to females than I did to males, and it was females in my hostel. I made hair for some people, had conversations with some people who speak in the hostel, and and that was it. And for a while after we left camp, we were able to keep in touch. But now I don't really talk to many of them anymore. But yeah, but I did not really do. Okay, yeah, I didn't really do anything so deep. Like I didn't go out socialize, everywhere, play this one, do that one. The only activity I did in camp was to dance, and that was because nobody was coming out. And then our platoon leader was getting frustrated. I'm like, let me just do this. What will he take from me, right? And then that was the only thing I did. But I enjoyed camp. I enjoyed camp a lot. I actually really did. I ate from the kitchen few times. I majorly bought food most of the time. I ate from the kitchen sometimes. So my card was almost empty. I didn't really go to the kitchen. I was always buying food in camp. And then I met outside people are very nice. Like there's this guy that used to help me charge my phone then, and it was so nice to me. Even to the very day that I left, he still wanted to learn my phone number. So I met really nice people there. That's also something else. And then the soldiers made it quite interesting. They were friendly when they needed to be tough, especially when we are in the parade ground and we need to actually practice. They are tough, but on a normal level, they relate to us. They laugh. They are very friendly. And then I joined Man O War. So Man O War was another stressing experience. All those their funny songs, and camp had its own vibes, and it was really cool. It was really cool for me.
Yeah.
Did you have any other thing to add?
Well, I would say no.
Okay.
It wasn't like the camp wasn't fun for me, but I was just there. I was just experiencing the moment one day at a time, and I was happy. That was just it.
Yeah.
So that was it.
So how was it when you now finally left camp? How was your journey like before you came home? Did you stay a little longer? Did you leave almost immediately? Did you leave immediately?
So the day we're leaving camp was kind of, that day was weird, because at some point at the beginning, as I said, when the soldiers were not so like all over us, I started getting comfortable there. So I was like, oh, okay, this is not that bad. I was getting comfortable until like the second week, towards the ending or so, or the third week, I felt sick. And then that was when I was not interested to be there anymore. Or I guess I was just tired.
Yeah, I think I got tired from the second week. I was just counting days. I was like, I just want to get out of here.
I never counted days, but the third week I just was tired because I just kept on falling sick. Even when I go out because at a point I was vomiting and stuff. Then I lost appetite. And when you lose appetite, you don't eat. And when you don't eat, you don't have strength. And the parade stuff and everything requires strength. So I got tired. And when I got tired, surprisingly, the day we were supposed to leave, I was strong. I was even very agile. Very agile. Well, my friend who was posted there, we were in the same school. Like, we finished from the University of Nigeria together. We finished from the same department. She was sick. So that her sickness just, brought me down. And the last day of camp, everybody is trying to check if their location works, and people are trying to check their posting. So everywhere was rowdy, but I was trying to be with her to just hold her, and to try to keep her at a stable, let her be stable, because she was very sick. So, and she's like an ulcer patient. So there was just a lot going through my head. I just wanted to make sure she was fine. So, and then I was leaving friends and all of that. So it was a mixed feeling kind of thing. The feeling majorly was, let me make sure my friend is fine. So I couldn't check the posting immediately. Yeah. Because all my mind then was, let's leave here, because our uncle stays in Bauchi town. So I was like, let's leave here, let's navigate to his house and sleep and rest. I wasn't even thinking about if my location worked or my posting. And by the way, I'd already gotten like to the point that yeah, Bauchi, if Bauchi is where God wants me to be, no problem. And then I was okay with it. So I had to now start like, okay, I had to calm myself down because everything was like heated up at the moment. Everybody was rushing everywhere. They tried to get in, like some people are trying to get their boss to go to their PPA or to their local government. So everywhere was rowdy. So and my friend was sick, which was my major concern. So I just got her to a stable position. Then I went to check for my PPA. So I went to check, yeah, to see if I got a PPA letter or my relocation work. Basically, my mind was not even in the relocation working. I was like, okay, I'll get a PPA for sure. When I got there, I didn't get a letter. So of course, my relocation worked. Then I went to get my friend's own. I didn't get a letter at first, but at some point, we later got a letter for her. So when we did that, now the next question is how do we, because at that time our bags were like with one of the vendors in Mami Market. So we had to like, okay, how will we get our stuff out of this place and out of Wailo camp? So we now got a, okay, because there was this friend I had from Winners Fellowship. She's also a copper. So I had to, like, she was calling me, okay, that there's a bus going. So we had to get to the family house bus. We got to the bus. Some of our friends, all of us just packed ourselves into the bus. We navigated out of Wailo camp to Bauchi town. When we got to Bauchi town, she was weak and we're just all trying to make sure she was stable. That one was there in my mind, but I was just finally happy that okay, we were out. She was also getting herself at the same time, but she was still weak. So she called her uncle. Our uncle came to the family house and picked us up and took us to the house. So I was just watching her. She slept throughout that day. That day was just, it was not her day basically. So she slept throughout the day. And then it was now the next day, and like I realized that I was out of Wailo camp. So that was just it. That was it for me. The drama was just so much that particular day.
So for me, my journey after camp, churches always different fellowship they used to come, especially because we have Sunday services. We call it NCCF. So most time different churches used to come to camp normally to fraternize with the coppers and all. So during the end of camp, like when camp has finished, they brought their buses. Deeper Life had their bus there, Redeem had their bus there, Winners had their bus there, NCCF itself also had their bus there. So because my parents attend Deeper Life and then I was attending Deeper Life, so I decided to just go with the Deeper Life variants. Plus, I had money from my school too, so both of us just went with the Deeper Life guys. We got to the church. They took us to the church first to meet the pastor. The pastor spoke to us, and from there we got another bus to take us to the NCCF house. So the NCCF house was not what I was expecting. It was not. I'm not saying they should have given us a luxury house. I'm not even saying all of that. But I'm just saying that it wasn't so nice, you get. So we couldn't stay there for longer. We had to leave. And so the very next day, my other partner was traveling. Because I wanted to spend about 2 to 3 days in Bauchi. I was like, okay, I don't think I'll be coming back to Bauchi again. So let me just experience Bauchi a little bit more. So I had to move from there to Redeem, NCCF house. That one was a little bit nicer. They had like rooms for the males and the females, and then they have like bunk beds in the room and stuff. So it was more comfortable. So I stayed and I made a friend in camp, Titi. So Titi was staying in the Redeem hostel. So that was where I went to. And both of us planned on visiting Yankari Game Reserve. So he just said like, okay, yeah, let's just come together so we can leave. So the very next day after I got to the Redeem camp, we went to Yankari Game Reserve. So we're in a new state. We don't know anywhere. We don't know anybody, right? So when we got to a park, because we had to ask those guys there that okay, how do we get to Yankari? They said, oh, we should get to a particular park like that. When we get to that park, we'll see somebody that will take us there. So when we got to the park, we it was not easy to find someone. The price they were giving us was ridiculous. So we shall met one man. The man said that his car cannot go there. Somebody wants to bring a car and everything. I don't know, for some reason we just decided to trust him and all. So they actually brought the car and then the man took us to the place. The journey there was far. Yankari was very far. They also had to decide that the man will wait for us to get. So when you get to the gate of Yankari, it's different from the main place. So from the gate of Yankari, we bought the ticket and they said there was a discount for coppers. We also met a girl there too that she was sent there to serve. So she came to report on that day there. She studied
tourism.
Tourism and something, hospitality, something like that. So they sent her there. So she was coming to report that day. So they still have to give her a tour. So they said she should just join us. So we went on the tour together. So from where we paid our ticket to the main place, they say you cannot use leg to walk there, or you can't use bike, or you can't use anything that there is an opening. You have to use like a car or something because animals used to come to that side. So if you are open like that, they could like attack you. So it's not advised. The cab took us in. When we entered inside there, we went to the museum first. We explored the museum. I don't have the pictures anymore. I would have posted them. Yeah, I'm sure I've lost everything. So we went to the museum first. It was nice. After the museum, then we moved over to the tour, like to tour the forest and see animals. So they mixed us with another family, another family too with the copper. So we all entered that. I've forgotten what they call those trucks that they use inside the forest. So we sat down in it. We saw mainly deers, different types of deers. We saw deers. We didn't see all those like animals. We saw a lot of monkeys. We saw baboons, but we didn't see things like lion, elephants. They said if we wanted to see that, we should have come towards the end of the year. That's when we see all those. Right now, the animals are migrating, so they are not in that spot again. They are migrated to the deeper parts of the forest and all. But it was still a very lovely experience. So from there, I think we went to see a cave too inside that place. It was just lovely. I'm so blessed. I'm so happy that I took that. Then from there, they said there's one spring water. Wiki, thank you. Wiki warm spring, something like that. So went there too. It was not. I was expecting something more because it just looked like a pool, normal pool. Yes, that was how it looked like. But they said the water is very clean, very whatever. They said a lot of people swimming inside there. It was nice, but we didn't swim. We didn't even bring anything to swim. So we just took pictures and then. So, but after that, we went to eat, and then we left. So it was really nice. So yeah, it was really nice. From there, I went back to my lodge. That's the Redeem Lodge. And from the Redeem Lodge, I also took a walk with one of the guys there in the Redeem camp because I wanted to explore. I said I wanted to explore Bauchi. So we just took a walk around the environment. It was really nice. It was okay. And then when I got back that day, the next day, I was on a flight. I took a bus to Jos again. From Jos, I took a park to the airport. So this time around, I used flight back home. So it was nice. It was really nice.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So, how do you see Bauchi, the environment and all?
Okay, for me, Bauchi was like the Bauchi town itself, please. Bauchi town was clean. I don't know if it's a recent development. I don't know how it was when you were there.
Yeah.
But you hardly see litters on the floor. And I think it's basically for northern people, they know how to take care of things. Basically, if you go to Nsukka, the east, litters on the
Lagos is even worse.
Lagos is worse. I'm not even talking about Lagos. So, and then Nsukka owns they are littered with both madmen and everywhere is rough. But there is clean and neat. I can't lie about that. Also, inflation in food and necessities are not that much in Bauchi.
Of course.
Everybody knows that things are not easy right now. But for Bauchi, it's a fair place to live in. I think When we got pure water, like a bag, the in Mami market was 350 for
Okay.
a bag.
How much is it outside?
I think outside, I don't know how much. It should be like 200 outside,
Okay.
I guess. So that's very fair for a bag of pure water. And then some other things too, like a lot of things too were very the prices for me, like comparing them as they were in Mami market, comparing them to outside or to Lagos or to the east where I school, I feel like the prices were very okay. Yeah, like despite the inflation in food stuff and everything. And the thing is, like the Northerners are very kind.
Yeah, they are.
They are very nice. I feel like they are one of those kind of people that if you stay with, you get to learn a lot from them. They like to open their culture to you. They are proud
Yeah.
of their culture. They are proud of their language. Because I learned a little bit of Hausa here and there, like Nakwana and all those things. So they're very nice. Even the ones that were in camp, they were very super
Yeah,
nice,
they were
super
very
nice.
nice too.
Even when I was not feeling fine, many of them were like, "Are you okay?" and all of that. So that is basically it.